All right. Well, so far, this is Rex here. Welcome to Two Data Workshop. So far, we've been using Microsoft Access to display all the data that we have collected from several websites, namely the Answer the Public website and from the VidIQ website, since we got the tool for VidIQ. And we've been covering numerous topics, like some topics from sports, cosmetics, and several other things. And we've been using these tools to collect data that you can use for video topics for your YouTube channel. Now, moving forward, I've seen some videos and I've gotten some comments, and I've been talking to some people online on YouTube, namely, and people have been saying, "Hey, can you use something else besides Access?" And I was watching a video recently where someone used another tool called Microsoft SQL Server to extract data, and he did a tutorial on Microsoft SQL Server. I thought, you know what, I got that. I've used it. I have a lot of experience using Microsoft SQL Server. So let me go ahead and take my Access database and import the whole database into Microsoft SQL Server so I can show you how we can also use a different tool to get the same data and to get the same results as well. So I have one of the listings that I have. One of the topics that I have to research was cosmetics, but using vidIQ data and putting this in SQL Server means that now you're going to see me use a lot and a lot more SQL to get the data. Since in Microsoft Access we have the query designer where you see me just putting different fields on a screen and just typing in a couple of items, and then you see the results of all the data. In Microsoft SQL Server, to get any data at all, you have to type in SQL or SQL. So this is not a full tutorial on SQL yet, but I'm just going to use this video right now to give a demonstration how I can get the same data that I've been getting in my previous videos, which are also shown or stored on this channel. So without any further delay, let me pull up over here my screen. And this is not Microsoft Access as you've been used to seeing in my previous video, in my previous videos. This is actually Microsoft SQL Server. So for those of you who've never seen this before, if I can get my mouse over here, so I can show you here on the About screen. This is SQL Server Management Studio. So this is the actual the Windows interface for SQL Server. Over here on the left side, where I'm clicking on, these are all the tables. So the layout on this part is a little bit, it's kind of similar to Microsoft Access. You have this this tree layout over here where it's showing all the tables. And then down here, there are also other objects as well that we're not going to go into. We're just going to focus on the tables. So the main tables that we have over here, the ones we've been using, the one over here is called Answer the Public Data All. And I have another one that we use a lot as the vidIQ search results. So now we're going to dive into SQL. First of all, we want to tell SQL Server which database we're using. That's because we have here several databases in here: Instagram hashtags, role player forum, and Tube Data Workshop. And we're going to use Tube Data Workshop. So I'm going to highlight this and say execute. And then SQL Server responds with commands completed successfully down here. So now you people who wanted to see me use SQL, now we're going to do it. We're going to do a lot of SQL. We're going to use a lot of SQL. So just to show you what the data looks like, I'm just going to pull the first 1,000 rows from each table. So this is the SQL to get the first 1,000 rows from the Answer the Public table. It shows you the columns from the table. These are modifier type, modifier, suggestion, language, region, and keyword. So if you've seen my previous videos where I use Microsoft Access to do this, then these column names should sound familiar. So I'm just going to highlight this SQL, and I'm highlighting it because I have other SQLs listed down here, and I don't want SQL Server to run all of them, which would happen if I don't highlight one. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to click on execute. And what that does, it allows the SQL Server, the database engine, to just execute only the highlighted SQL. And that's what it does right here. So as the SQL says, I'm only selecting, so I'm only querying these highlighted columns from this table. So it's the table from the Tube Data Workshop database. DBO means database object, and I'm querying everything from this table called answer the public underscore data underscore all. So here it is. So let's see, I'm getting exactly 1,000 rows as it shows here at the bottom. And these are the modifier types, which are questions. Modifier here are suggestion. These are the coveted uh, video ideas. Language, English, region is Great Britain, and the keywords are languages. So these are all about languages. Coming down, there's going to be some more. This is almost in the order that they've been loaded. So here we go. It's all languages, I guess, if there's more than 1,000 of them. So these are all the questions. Oh, here we go. Prepositions. Oh, this is data about gardening. There you go. So I got several other types of data in here because it's just returning all the data. There's no criteria. So usually criteria follows the where clause in SQL, but there is no where clause at the end of this. All right. So that's the answer to public data. Now, just as I promised, I also have data here from VidIQ. And as you can see here, I put some comments. Comments start with 2 dashes over here. I put some comments in here, and I'm saying, okay, this is the data coming from the VidIQ table. So again, with the select statement, that's what you're using to query the data. I'm not changing any data. I'm just reading the data out of the table. So using select, I'm getting these columns. These are the column names. So keyword, related score, search volume, competition, overall number of words, keyword search, modifier type, and modifier. Now, some of these sound familiar. You're going to say, wait a minute. Modifier type and modifier, those come from the answer the public table, right? What happened was I added modifier type and modifier. I added those to the VidIQ table myself, and in Access, I ran a macro, which is like a little bit like a program, or in SQL Server, a stored procedure, so that it looks at the first word in the suggestion, or over here, it's actually the keyword column, so that if a keyword starts with a particular word like who, what, when, where, why, or how, then it lists the modifier type as question. So I'm trying to make the VidIQ data look more like the answer the public data. One of the things I like about answer the public is that it groups the data here by modifier type and modifier, but you don't get that with the VidIQ data. So I try to do that programmatically, and I'm going to run this query. I'm going to show you. So here are the keywords. Keywords is the same as the suggested or the suggestion column from answer to public. And here come the numbers: related score, search volume, competition, overall, number of words. These are the columns that you don't have with answer to public. Keyword search is something that I added because just like with answer to public, VidIQ does not repeat the keyword that you type in on the VidIQ website, so that you remember, oh, what's the keyword that I typed in again? They don't repeat it. So I had to manually create a column to list what the keyword was. In this case, it's basketball. And then here, modifier type is questions. And these are the modifier: how, are, what, uh, will, who. So I had to programmatically go in. So if under the keyword column, if the first word is how or what, if it starts with the question when, how, and then it lists, for example, here, this one is what is traveling in basketball, then I go in over here and I mark this row as a modifier type is question, and I say the modifier is what. So that is basically called an update statement. But I did it in Access. I didn't do it in SQL Server. I did it in Access before I uploaded all the data to SQL Server. But if you want to see how I did it, let me know in the comments and below the video, and I will write a what's called a stored procedure, and I'll show you how I did the updates in SQL Server as well. So there it is, and I did that so that I can pull out what all the questions were for the keyword section over here as well, because they're not all questions, as you can tell. This is just all the data, and not all of them. If I come over here, some of them are not questions. It's like here's about soccer. There's a bunch of nulls in here as well. Null means there's no value. Those are blanks. Oh, that's because these are, for example, in Spanish, como jugar Dream League soccer. I have to make it a little bit wider. Con joystick. That's in Spanish. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Now, let's say if I wanted to see what all the unique keywords are in Answer the Public. So what are all the searches that I've done on Answer the Public so far? You see over here, I do select and I use this word distinct. Distinct means only show me each value once. So I don't want any duplicates. From Tube Data Workshop means the database, database object, DBO, Answer the Public data. Oh, that's the name of the table. Order by means sort everything by keyword. Well, I'm only getting keywords, so I'm only going to see one column here. So I'm going to highlight that. Okay, these are all the searches that I've done on the Answer the Public website, and it's telling me down here I got 43 of them. So these are the 43 searches I've done on Answer the Public, and which I have actually exported from the website Answer the Public, imported in the database, and which I have here now imported into SQL Server from Access. All right. So here we go. Now we're going to tackle the topic of cosmetics. So we're going to say here, I just want to know all the data from Answer the Public related to cosmetics. Well, I've done several searches. I've done them on cosmetics. I've done them on skincare because it's related to cosmetics, and tattoos. 3 topics. So we're like, okay, this is using a database. Let's get from all 3 of these topics and merge all the questions together. So I just want to know what all the questions were from the Answer the Public data. Well, that's easy because Answer the Public has the modifier type is questions. So we're selecting over here, select. Then we're going to pull out just these columns, modifier type, modifier suggestion, and keyword. We're going to do it from the Tube Data Workshop database, and we're going to use this table, Answer the Public data all. Now, what do we want to get? We just want to get the modifier type is questions. We only want to get the questions. We don't want to get the comparisons or the prepositions. We just want to get the questions. Which questions do we want to get? The ones where keyword is cosmetics. Now, we also want to get the questions where the keywords is skincare, and we want to get the questions where the keyword is tattoos. If we don't put this in, then we're going to get all the data for skincare, the prepositions and the comparisons and everything else, and we're going to get all the data for tattoos, and we don't want that. And then we're going to order by suggestion. So the suggestion is the 3rd column in the list. So I'm going to click my mouse on the top, click on the bottom, hold down the shift key, highlight everything. I'm going to highlight the whole SQL, and then I'm going to click on execute. There we go. SQL Server runs the query, and it's going to return exactly the columns which I have listed under the select part of my query. So there it is. So modifier type, question, Well, that's what I want. I just want the questions. Modifier is R. Then here it is. Are cosmetics bad for the environment? And keyword is cosmetics. Let me make this column a little wider because we're going to get more. How many I got? I got 240. That's already 240 ideas from the Answer the Public website. Are, can, who. So this is all data that we've seen in my previous video where we used the Answer the Public website. But the last time we did a video, we did it from Microsoft Access. Now you're seeing the same data, but it's coming from SQL Server. And I got 240 of them right here. If you had to do this in Excel, you had to do highlight, you had to do pivot, you had to do sort, whole bunch of work. Now you just write one SQL statement and you got it all right here. Okay, now we're going to go to VidIQ. So we're done with Answer the Public for now. So what are the searches we've done with VidIQ? Well, VidIQ, every single search you do, you get a file that you can export from the VidIQ website. And then you get the CSV file. You got to put that in Excel. And then from Excel, you got to sort, you got to query, you got to format, a lot of work. What I did was I put everything together in one big spreadsheet, imported everything from Access, and then I just imported everything from Access into SQL Server. So I could do multiple searches from VidIQ and import them all into SQL Server. Well, look what I got here. I got 106 VidIQ searches all in one place. And that's the beauty of having a database. You got all this data. Look, there they are, all 106 of them. And they're sorted. I'm able to sort them in one shot. So if I need to find something, it's easy to scroll through them and find them because they're all sorted out alphabetically right there. These are all my saved VidIQ searches. And if I add more to the VidIQ search table, no matter, all I have to do is just run one query and it gives me all the unique keywords and it sorts them so I can easily find them. And it's like, oh, I just want to run a query off of this keyword. Then I just write the SQL using just that one keyword. And that's what I'm doing in the next SQL down here. Okay, so I'm saying here, I put the comments in. Use the two little dashes for comments, and those are listed in green. So I'm saying here, get VidIQ data, where a keyword search column includes cosmetics, makeup, nails, skincare, and tattoos. So I got 5 searches from VidIQ, and I'm putting everything together in one big group, one query. So this would have been 5 searches and 5 exports and 5 CSV files and 5 spreadsheets in Microsoft Excel. Well, look at this. I'm going to highlight the whole thing. See, these are, before I highlight, let me talk about the columns. These are the columns that we're used to seeing in Microsoft Access in my previous videos. I added these two. So we've got the modifier type and the modifier. This is the table right here from the table over here. And then same thing as that I did with the Answer the Public. I only want the questions for where the keyword is cosmetics. I only want the questions where keyword search is makeup. And keyword search is a column that I made myself. I only want the questions where keyword search is nails. I only want the questions and keyword search is skincare. And I only want the questions where keyword search is for tattoos. So these are each one, they're put in parentheses and they're with the and keyword in between them. And I put ors at the beginning of each line. See how nice that code is? That's very clean SQL code. And I'm doing ordering by keyword. So I'm going to tap over here. I'm going to click down there, highlight the whole SQL. Let's go ahead and run it. So here they are. I got 325 rows. It tells me at the bottom right corner. These are the keywords. This is the data from the VidIQ website. These are the search volumes. These are the competition scores. Let me tap over. Overall scores, number of words, keyword search. See, they're all mixed up. They're all mixed together because they're sorted by keyword. Cosmetics, nails. So these are 5 searches and 5 spreadsheets all merged into one. Now, for modifier type, I'm getting all the questions and it's showing me what the modifier is right there. So in an instant, just using 5 searches from VidIQ, all merged together into one, I got 325 video topics that I can use right there, in addition to the ones that I got from Answer the Public. This is just from the VidIQ website. Isn't it nice? Look at that. Here, what's it like to get tattoos? Where to buy cosmetic ingredients in Canada? Um, why natural cosmetics and skincare products are the healthier option. Uh, Tons and tons of video ideas. So if you got a cosmetics channel, and a lot of people do, because I got the idea from this channel from a coworker of mine, and she was like, I want to do a cosmetics YouTube channel. Well, here you go. I mean, tons and tons of ideas. Now you're saying, well, wait a minute, what's, now that you got the vidIQ data, what are the best video ideas? Because what's the one with the highest search volume? Oh, we could do that. So we're saying over here, we're going to do a group by. So I'm doing a select on the keyword, and then we're going to sum up the related score. We're going to sum up the search volume. We're going to sum up the competition, and we're going to sum up the overall score, doing the sum, and we're going to give them separate names so that it's clear that these are the sums from vidIQ. And then the same where clause, this is the criteria where we only want the questions for cosmetics, makeup, nails, skincare, and tattoos. Okay, we're going to group by keyword. So we only want all the unique keywords, all the unique values from the keyword column. And then we're going to order by the search volume in descending order. So it's going to go from the highest to the lowest, because the default is going from the lowest to the highest, which is the ascending search volume sort order. So I'm going to go to the top, scroll to the bottom, hold down the shift key, highlight the whole thing because it's becoming a complicated SQL. Hit execute in SQL Server, and the database engine is going to run the SQL. It's going to check everything is okay, and if everything is okay, it runs the SQL and it's going to render the results from the SQL. So here it is. It's going to go by search volume, so it's going to give me the highest to the lowest. So you see here how it's descending, and these are the highest search volumes from vidIQ. These are the top. How to give a good tattoo, how to get good geometry dash cosmetics, how to get free cosmetic in treasure chest. I don't know anything about cosmetics, so I don't even know what these are. Why natural cosmetics and skincare products are, and I gotta widen it, are healthier. There, that's that one again. Okay, how to get free cosmetics, etc. So these are the top searches, the most searched items from vidIQ related to cosmetics, and from all these 5 searches. So you got 5 searches, 5 spreadsheets, all into one. Okay. Now you're probably saying, well, wait, we got this data from Answer the Public, and we got the data from vidIQ. Why can't we just put them all together? And I just want a list of all the video ideas from these 2 tables mashed into one. Can we do that with a database? Of course we can. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to scroll this down a little bit because it's a master SQL. Okay, so first of all, the inner SQL is going to be the same one as before. We're only going to get the suggestion. We're just going to get the list of the topics, the list of ideas, so the suggestion column. So we're going to do select suggestion from the Answer the Public data, and we're going to get all the questions where the keywords are cosmetics, skincare, and tattoos. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing over here, where we're going to get the same thing. We're going to list the keywords, and we're going to rename it as suggestion. We're going to give it the same name. from the VidIQ table, and we're going to put the same criteria in. There's the where clause. Okay. In between, we're going to put parens around both of these, and then in between them, we're going to put this word, union all. Okay? And then in between these two big SQL statements, we're going to lump them together. We're going to give an alias. We're going to label it AA. I could label it anything else, but I like using letters A, A, B, B, C, C, D, D. That's an alias for basically for this whole thing. It's going to be called AA. And then above it, I'm going to put select distinct AA dot suggestion from, and then we're going to select just the suggestion column, but we're going to get the unique value, so no duplicates, from the union of these two tables together. So I want to make sure we're going to merge the data from these two together, and then we're going to make sure we don't get any duplicates. And then at the bottom, we're going to say order by AA.suggestion. So we want to sort all the unique values from the join of these two, the merge of these two, actually the union, and then we want to sort them alphabetically. And that's going to be order by AA. That's going to be the bottom line over here. So it's a big one. We're going to highlight over here, highlight over there, execute, and boom, there it is. Let me pull it up. We got 558 rows of data. 558. And we labeled the column suggestion. Look at that. So if you got a cosmetics channel, I know a lot of people who are into cosmetics. I have right here 558 video topic ideas for your channel. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. See the counter over here? There's the last one, 558. Okay, well, how about that? I know that's a lot of stuff there, but we managed to get this whole thing to work. Okay, let's see if I can get my mouse down here. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff. I hope you got some value out of this. Please let me know what you think. Give me some comments, suggestions. If you like this video, let me know what you thought of it. If you want to see more videos where I use SQL Server rather than Microsoft Access, then let me know. If you have some topics you want me to research and put into the database, then let me know in the comments as well. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.